Alright, I'm continuing here in Unit 2. This is an overview of Chapter 7, 8, 9, and 10 here with the AP Stat. Just kind of hitting everything all at once so you can kind of see a good summary, and then I'm going to spiral back through to see it all. And right now we are talking about looking at our data set and seeing if a regression line best fits, or should we be doing a log reg with it, a square root regression line. How should we, what fits it best is basically what we're looking at. And we talked about, it says right here in the last video, your goal is to look at those X and Y values. If you think that you don't see a pattern that could be a line, like if you're not seeing that, and you go and look at the residuals and it looks like there's a pattern with them telling you that it's not a linear regression, then you want to try to log or square root the numbers and see what gets you the closest to a -1 or 1. Again, if I'm moving too fast, you need to pause these videos. All right, and when you pause these videos, then you can write down the data for the problems. But here we are. What are the possible models for this data, right? So take a look. We plug in the data, and we look at the graph. You go to Stat, Edit, clear everything out, and you make sure you plug these in. So I did, right? And when I go and look at the graph, remember I'm going to go turn this on, the stat plot on. I'm going to use the stat plot L1 and L2 with this stuff, and it could be a straight line. To me, it kind of looks kind of curved, but if you can't figure that out, you would plot the residuals to see if you notice a pattern. All right, it looks like it could be a straight line, but it also kind of looks like it could be a little curved. So we do the line reg, because if I do line reg, it will store that regression line for me, L1 and L2. So I can calculate it, right? And when I do, again, this looks, it's pretty close, right? I mean, it's pretty close to a regression line, but the point is, it's pretty close. It looks pretty perfect that I could just use that, and that should be the predicted line. So again, there should be a hat over that. But, all right, if I log the numbers, does that get better is the key. Is this getting better if I log it? So now I take my Y values, and I literally log each of them, right? So when I do line reg again, and look, that's now 0.95. Okay, correlation, but the last one was closer. It was 0.97, right? Is what we were looking at here. So not only that, but the percent, how accurate it is. It was actually higher. What was it? Right here. They were both higher before, right? Both higher before. So why would I use the log one? I shouldn't, right? Both better before. So with log y, that would be the equation, but I don't think they were better before, so wouldn't I just use that? So now, the other option is sometimes you can log them both. So if I log both of them to see what I get, right? So I went through and logged both of them now. Do line reg again, and to save us the time, that's what we get. And now look at those bad boys. Those look pretty close to 1. They look the best. If I was to log both, right? Which means log y equals that times log x plus that number. All right, that looks much closer. That's the best correlation line that we have so far. All right, if I log both values. Okay? So that's the best one. Now, all three are pretty reasonable. If we were to look at the residuals for all three, you would see a pattern in the first two more, so then the third. But notice the highest and thus closest correlation to 1. Thus, the power, or log x, and I think it's supposed to be log y. Sorry about that. Log y appears the best choice if you actually log them both. So this is how you can kind of go through and quickly surmise on your own what's the best one, right? Which one of these is the best one? There you go. You just figured out which one is the best one. I don't just want to log one. I want to log both of them. And that gives me the closest one. That's normally how we would go about this. So that was your overview of everything, which is great, right? Okay, so our next step is we're going to take a look at videos for each individual thing, smaller, more compact videos for each thing. But if you started with this overview and you work your way through, if you need extra help of how everything goes, those videos are there for you. If you have any questions at any time, please do not hesitate to let me know.